All right, here we go again. Buckle up, rough roads ahead. The only reason I'm retelling this anecdote is because Munson and his wife enjoy it so much, they've asked me to say it again. So, whoever healed me tonight, whether it be the doctor or people that knew I went to urgent care, it worked real well. I had a great experience with Munson Spirit. It was very interesting how we spoke together on the same topic and we kind of joined. Spirits for sure, but words. It was interesting. It was like a two-part uh, preaching, but we were preaching together as one. But I could tell Munson was in there. My words were a little bit more like Munson's, and it was very interesting. We spoke about we preached about the faithful transgender woman or women, and it it's just something that if you experienced it, you would you would never forget it. So I'm not lying. The deep state, one of the things they want to do is make me gay. This is their thing. Well, because if you're a Republican, what's the worst thing you can be? A gay person, believe me. That's one of the reasons they did it. Now Satan hates me. And Satan knows I love women and I want to be with a woman. I'm not like a philanderer or anything like that, but I love speaking to women. I love being with women. I love to be married. So that's kind of a diss from Satan. And as a spirit, I help women. And as a person, I over the years I've helped women. So one of the things they did to me, I was in, and who knows how this illness hit. It was like an injury illness. I was in Carmel, Indiana during the downturn. Now I have steady income because this is why I could live in Carmel, Indiana. I left Naples because I told my mom it's time to move on. My mother kind of didn't want me to, but I moved on and went up to Carmel, and I could afford an apartment, even though it was a little tight with the budget. But because it was the downturn, I had some money because I had a retirement check. A lot of other people couldn't afford apartments or apartments that were a little bit nicer. Didn't have any furniture because as soon as I moved in, when I was going to get to the next level of all this, I got very sick. Could barely walk, was almost bedridden. Every time I go outside, I was just sicker than sick. Just had to lay around mostly. So I was on this Filipino dating site where I've been. This is how I could communicate with women because if I try to do it in the community I lived in, somehow the cop would talk to them or somebody would follow them, whatever it would be, and lie to them, and then they would everything would change. It wouldn't be a real conversation any longer. It's all deep state. This is what the deep state was doing to me. So I don't care if they tell you they're a good Christian or they're this. If they came against my life, then they're the deep state. Whether Republican, Democrat, otherwise Christian, Hindu, Sikh, Buddha, it doesn't matter. They're deep state. Again, deep state is Satan. Not all people coming against the deep state are actually coming against the deep state. That's something to realize, and I think you all are beginning to realize that. So I tried to speak with the Filipino women, and they were blocked. And if I wanted to come have a conversation with anybody at all on this planet, it was going to be a transgender woman. And I was hard. It was horrible. It was the first time I got hit with something that serious in my life. I went to church. They treated me poorly. Everywhere I went, they treated me poorly. Didn't have many words for me, and I even got the cops called on me for something that was so wrong and stupid. It's not even funny. I mean, it worked out in the end, but they used it years later, though. That's how the deep state works. Doesn't matter if it's just nothing; they'll try to make it something over the years. So I'm online, and I at a certain point I start. You don't want to tell somebody right away that you're sick, right? And I'll tell you this: I don't know if they were like trans cam girls, like where they have internet sex with people, because they were on a site that wasn't that, but there was a possibility that that's who they were. But I'm not going to tell you that I know that because I don't. Never, we didn't have that type of conversation. So I'm online, and I'm chatting, and then I just feel so horrible, and I got to share it with somebody, and I tell her about how horrible I was, and the first words out of her mouth: transgender woman, Asian. I think one was from Philippines, one was from Malaysia. I think that's what it was, Malaysian. And you never know; they could tell you they could be all from Thailand. But first words out of her mouth was, "Have faith in God. God will heal you." I was like, "I can't believe this just happened." This is how I learned what Munson preaches. See, Munson didn't have these experiences in life, so he couldn't get to that next level. I mean, he still says the right things, and I don't study Munson's preaching. I, the biggest thing with me and Munson was when I saw he has a video of Munson when he was in the Navy. They did a dramatization, and I think somebody became sick, he became ill, and Munson spoke about healing the person. And for me, my healing life, Satan killed me after I learned, even before I learned healing. So Satan knew I learned healing, and Satan killed me. So I don't have people to really have too much conversation with about healing. And anybody I do, they end up being some sort of deep state paid person or something like that, and you don't know if they're telling you the truth or not. But in Munson's video, when I saw it, he spoke of healing, so I knew, like, wow, somebody else knows about this, and it's real, not just Benny Hinn or something like that. So, and Benny Hinn seems real to me. It's just I don't understand his life sometimes, but again, he's got his life, I have mine. His probably much better, but I don't even know if he's alive anymore. I guess he's getting towards the end. Well, Benny Hinn and that other guy, I forget the other guy's name. They're healers. Because I can see when they're speaking, they're actually seeing in the spirit. So, but I don't really listen to Munson's preaching. Every once in a while, he comes up in my mind. But it's funny because we kind of say the same things at times. So that was very strange for me. I was like, wow, that's it was very nice, felt good. Um, Told me to have faith in God. Told me God would heal me. Trying to remember all the things she said. It was all Christian stuff. Meanwhile, Christians just gave me the cold shoulder. So I think I spoke with one more that night. She had the same thing to say. Have faith in God. God will heal you. Then the next morning, I saw the one was online. Again, that's the only people I could speak to. The government deep state's blocking me from everybody else in the world. And I said hello to her. She said, "Have faith in God. God will heal you. I prayed for you last night." This is a trans woman, and she's most likely a cam girl. Now, I can't tell you that she was completely, but generally that's what's happening there. And they're looking for somebody to have a real relationship with, but a lot of them are cam girls because that's how their income works. But she told me she prayed for me and that I should have faith in God. So again, I've had a pretty rough way to go over the years, and it's a deep state. I mean, you don't even know this is happening in your community for most people. They're just like spies trying to kill someone using whatever psychology and whatever blocks in life that they could put on them, as well as hiring other people to get angry at them and do the same thing. And then there they are, the faithful transgender women. Yeah, I mean, there isn't anybody but God that would do something like that. There's nobody but God could take such a horrible thing that these people were doing to me, make it such divine purpose. And Munson even says it. I don't know if Munson knew it when he was on the earth. Him and his wife love this story. She said, she says she'll never become bored of hearing about it. It means all the difference in the world to her. And again, it fits what Munson said to the whole world while he was here. He may never have seen that part of it. I don't know for sure, but it was amazing. And I did heal and went on to, live a few more years of wellness and exercise and ride bicycle and everything else. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God.